bad, me sick, me Reggaeville.
Reggaeville family, I warmly welcome you to Marleyville. This is a very special exhibition about the king of reggae, Bob Marley, at the Museum of Bersenbrück, Germany, the same place where the Reggae Jam Festival is keeping. And with me today is Harrison Stafford. Together with you, we explore Marleyville.
Wow, yeah, welcome to Marleyville, celebrating the great Jamaican hero. Yeah, and this is the beginning, right?
Exactly, this is the intro. This is chapter 1, the intro. Right.
Something that I used to say to people, just kind of the miracle of Bob Marley, you know?
Right.
A kid born in 9 Mile in the countryside there should amount to nothing.
Right.
And just out of his determination and spirit, created this huge legacy. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
The classic.
We have Catch a Fire right
The original Catch a Fire Zippo lighter here. First album, launching him into the stratosphere. It's great. This is kind of what shot the group, you know, doing these tours in Europe and UK and in the US and opening up for different groups. And the people were amazed, spellbound. I remember there's an American photographer who took some of these pictures and he went on to take more photos of Bob. And he said that the difficult thing with Bob was to not look at him, because if you did, you just couldn't stop. Your attention couldn't be turned away by him. So you had to just take photos as if you're just taking a picture of a flower or something, you know, just focus on the photo, you know, because he was that captivating. I love this crocus bag right here. Rastaman Vibration.
Yeah. It's the same artwork.
Which is Neville Garrick's first album cover. I think his longtime then stage art director and everything.
Art director and graphic.
Yeah, I think that's.
Designer,
yeah.
Did you recognize that it's even here?
Even the crook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that era then.
This is a promotion edition of the album Rastaman Vibration. So this is basically a record sleeve.
Right. Yeah, with this kind of embossed cutout.
And this is a scrapbook. Also as a promotion of Rastaman Vibration.
Okay. That's very cool.
Yeah, really, really cool.
And now, as he's in exile and they've done these records and he's touring the world to thousands and thousands of people, then the political violence in Jamaica has gone out of control. So that the Prime Minister has to call on Bob Marley to return to Jamaica to try and cool down the tensions. Sends the gang leaders out to London to try and convince Bob Marley to come back, and he does. One Love Peace concert. Roger Steffens was calling it, and I think even Rolling Stone magazine was saying that it was like, for music and cultural, one of the biggest moments in human history when Bob returned. You know, Peter was performing there, all the Rolling Stones members were there. It was like a happening, you know?
Can't even really imagine the magnitude, you know?
Yeah, unreal. I was talking to Robbie Lynn, and Robbie Lynn is so cool, you know? He's playing for Peter, and they're rehearsing, and I said, what was it like, you know? And Mick Jagger was here, and Chris Blackwell, and everybody was kind of in hysteria. Is Bob gonna, you know, really do this? And he said, yeah, you know, it was fine, just like any other show. Just go and play.
Sure.
Cool, Robbie, yeah. But that's the best way to be as a musician.
Yeah, really.
You don't want the moment to...
Don't get into the crazy
excitement.
Yeah,
you want to just be there in the music.
Exactly, right.
Don't let whatever's happening, and a lot was happening, carry you away from what they were there to do. That's what makes reggae in that moment so pure, is that everybody from the singer to all the musicians were just trying to deliver the message. They weren't thinking about money or this and that, or they were like, no, we have to go out there and give.
Especially in that particular show.
Yeah.
That cause.
Yeah, energy. Shows you how big Bob Marley was, you know? Like in the 80s and 90s when the politics and violence would go out of control and they have to call on the Don. But here they have to call on Bob Marley to cool the people. Yeah, that's how big Bob was.
Yeah.
All right, we can't calm the people. We need Bob.
But that shows you also the power that music has, you know?
Incredible.
Yeah.
More than this, the word, you know? The word carries its weight, but the music, it lifts it and gives it power.
And you have to be aware of the power that the music has. If you're involved in it, in whatever way, as an artist, as a creator, as a media, as a promoting it.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of what the music can do.
Right.
To society, to
right.
people.
Positive and negative.
And negative,
yeah,
right,
its impact.
exactly.
What impact you wish to have. And that's what you need to put in the music. Yeah.
I mean, but this is similar to what we discussed in the last interview when we said, some people make music for entertainment purposes, and
Sure.
that's fine. But with
Right.
reggae, you have to be aware that this is a conscious music.
Yeah, where it's coming from. Yeah, and those people like Bob Marley, I mean, they just went through so much tribulation to bring it to where it is today, that it's celebrated today. But in their day, they were ostracized and laughed at and cast out, and, you know, it was some miserable times. So you have to not only honor the music for what it stood for and its message, but also the fact that you are standing on top of these great giants that went through it to give it. So you have to honor them. Double, you know?
Their history and what they did for
Yeah.
to build it to what it is today.
Right. Which is, it's, you know, it's gold, you know, whatever you want to call that possession that is so, you know, precious. Last albums, Survival and Uprising, which those are going to be the albums that he records now at his own studio at Tough Gong. At 56 Hope Road, he builds a studio and does it, and two very different albums. Survival, it's like they just got the studio and they were excited. So you have all these horns, percussion, female, male vocals, tons of tracks layered and bounced, and one of them has two different horn sections on them, Wake Up and Live. It's incredible. And then the next album they record, no horns at all, couple guitars, percussion, and that's it. Uprising, very simple. But the two of them are amazing records.
And what you mentioned is that the Tough Gong studio at 56 Hope Road, right? Because what we know today as the Tough Gong studio is not the Tough Gong studio where those were recorded.
Right, exactly, yeah. So you had the 56 Hope Road, the original studio, and then Bob's, from what I understood, Bob's plan all along was to eventually buy this property, Marcus Garvey, the 220 Marcus Garvey there that was federal. And after he passed, Rita fulfilled this vision that Bob had, bought Federal Studios, changed it to Tough Gong. So today, as you go and visit Tough Gong Studios now, that's not there, 56 Hope Road, that's the main studio. That's the studio that has all the sessions and has the record pressing and the record shop and mastering, and everything is there. But the original one was right inside his house. And I think they're giving tours again of the studio at 56 Hope Road. And occasionally you'll have Damien record something there. It's still it's still there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it can still be used. Okay.
I believe it can now. Yeah, there was a long period in the 90s and that it wasn't used. But those are all the classic recordings. Those Burning Spear, Israel Vibration, those albums like Unconquered People and Hail I Him. These things is recorded there. Had his own studio rehearsal space at his yard. A lot of the musicians lived there, so it was just constantly music.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to work on a song, or Bob wanted to, you know, I'm feeling Forever Loving Jah, let's just go in the studio and record and work on it, and the music, you hear all of that, you know. That's why it hits you so deep.
Yeah.
It's all very important, you know. All the time you put into your creative thing is important, and Bob did that.
I mean, we're lucky enough that he had this environment where he was able to create whenever he was ready to create something, because this is why we have so much of this.
Right, that's true. Yeah, he would not have been able to do all this work. just talking about this on the bus.
Yeah.
Isaiah, our bass player, remembers when they flew his body back.
Okay.
And everybody was gathered at the airport, and we've seen video of as Bob's body is being moved from Kingston into 9 Mile. Everybody on the roadside from Lidstead all the way on through is just looking to say their goodbyes
All
to
the way,
him.
all the
And
way.
yeah, like nobody, he was saying that no prime minister or anybody got a send off like that. Everybody wanted to say their goodbyes. And so he's our legend now. Forever young.
Yeah, forever in our hearts, forever in our ears, in our minds.
Yeah, giving thanks. But everywhere from what? Japan, New Zealand, right? He touched all of these places.
Yeah.
I think that was his point too. I think he even probably with his agents or whatever said, hey, I mean, the mission was Jah in Bob Marley's mind and spirit. So everywhere, you can book one in Antarctica. I need to play there.
Yeah. I think that's what he understood this as a mission, really.
Yeah.
Selfless.
Yeah. As a true messenger of God. Yeah, that's what made it so strong. You have to be mindful of it.
Yeah.
This festival, this music didn't come from nothing,
It humbles yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You see the magnitude of that, and which kind of makes it all possible for all of us to play
Yeah.
a role in this.
This beautiful thing. And kind of like a vision for the world too, because so much of the world knows the Bible and has their Christianity or Judaism or even Islam and things. But the Rastaman and Bob Marley had a different way of interpreting those words, and much more of a one love.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest important thing about Bob and about Rastafari and is about life. That's what it was all about, Everybody wants to focus their energies talking about life after death. It doesn't matter, Heaven is here. So make it yours and give it your all. And everybody should live by that.
Me bad, me sick, me Reggaeville.